Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to an episode of Bulldrek Reviews Anime. My name is Bull, and I'll be doing the reviewing. This week we're going to be talking about ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, and we're going to actually be talking about 2 episodes because I missed last week because I'm a dummy. My apologies, things got busy, I just didn't get a chance to record a video. Actually, that's a lie. I did record a video and I was really unhappy with it, and I just haven't had a chance to redo it. So I'm going to kind of roll it into this week's review with reviewing episode 17 and episode 18. So we'll start off a little bit with episode 17, and episode 17, holy crap, the hits just keep on coming for poor Subaru. He just cannot catch a break. We left off after episode 16 with him traveling with the caravan, and the fog came up, mysterious bandana dude disappeared, nobody seemed to know who he was, and then giant eye, and I thought it might have been a dragon or something like that, but I had forgotten that the white whale had been mentioned earlier in the episode. And lo and behold, yes, this is the white whale, which is apparently this giant flying white whale thing that basically has this giant fog cloud that it travels around in. The white whale is pretty nasty, and it proceeds to wreak havoc on the caravan. And bad things happen. Rem, poor Rem, she dies off to go fight it, and she disappears. Even worse is that shortly after that, the caravan driver forgets who she is. So this answers our question about the bandana guy as well, because it wasn't a matter of there was this mysterious dude that nobody else noticed. It was that whenever something happens with the white whale, I don't know if it's all the time or not, because they mentioned somebody going off to fight the white whale at one point as well, and that they were the only ones that were able to hold it off or whatever. So obviously, either they didn't die, or it's not an all the time thing that the white whale erases people from existence. But in this case, he erased the caravan driver, and he erases Rem, because Subaru manages to survive barely. He figures out that the white whale is actually a ma beast, one of those magic beasts like the dogs were. But he makes the mistake of saying this out loud, that it's a ma beast and it's after him. So the caravan driver dude freaks out, kicks Subaru off the cart. And Subaru blacks out right as the white whale is hovering over him. He comes to, he's still there. He's not dead. He hasn't reset. He's beat to crap, but he manages to get back to the village and the castle, and everybody's okay. Everybody's still there, so he's beaten the cultists there. But he just keeps making stupid mistakes. Sort of. He finally does one sort of smart thing, because he's had that thing where he's tried a couple of times to explain what's going on with him, the resets. And every time he starts to explain it, the shadow hands come in and grab his heart, and he thinks he's about to die. So he's not ever said anything. Well, Higi wakes up back at the castle. Rem is gone. Ram doesn't remember Rem, doesn't have any idea who he's talking about. That freaks him out. I mean, it was her twin sister. So, I mean, poor Subaru. Poor Rem. And he's in shambles. Amelia's pissed at him because he broke his word to her again. He promised he would stay in the town. He promised he wouldn't follow her to the castle. He promised he would stay and get healed, and he didn't. So she's upset with him. And he's trying to explain to her in his terrible way, because the boy is not capable in any way, shape, or form of finding a way to explain things that make any sort of sense. I mean, even if he's got to kind of twist the truth a little bit, there are ways he could do this. There's ways he could say, he doesn't, and rather than trying to explain the cultists, he's just like, I have to save you. And he's just, freaking out about that. And I understand, he's been through a lot. The boy is rough. But you would think there would be some way, I heard rumors in town, or I saw some cultists, and I overheard that they were planning to attack the castle, so I needed to come and warn you. Something that would have basically given him a good excuse to actually be there, and give her a reason to have a heads up. Again, it's the same sort of crap that he was needed to do with the other candidates in the previous episode, and he just failed to do that. So once again, he kind of starts freaking out, and he's basically just, I'm here to save you, I have to save you, there's, you just have to listen to me, do what I say, and don't ask any questions, and she basically refuses. And so finally he breaks down and he decides, well, screw it, I don't care what happens to me, I'm going to tell her the truth. And that's where the episode goes even worse for him. Because the shadow hands come up, they clutch at his heart briefly, and then Amelia dies. And holy crap, that's just a gut punch. So now Subaru is just freaking out, and now he wants to die and reset, because he doesn't really know what else to do. So the little blonde girl, whose name escapes me at the moment, because I'm an idiot, she comes in, and she's like, and he's like, he tells her to kill him, and she's like, nope, not my problem. And she teleports him and Amelia's corpse away, where they run into Betelgeuse, the freaky sloth dude from a few episodes back. Now, there's a couple interesting things that we find out here to do with this, because first off, he's ecstatic that Amelia's dead, because that was his goal. He was supposed to attack the castle and kill Amelia. So he's like, yay, we did it. And he's also really confused as to why Subaru did it. Also, Subaru can see Sloth Dude. Betelgeuse has like these shadow hands that he throws out and manipulates. And Subaru can see those. And that throws off Betelgeuse a little bit, because Betelgeuse doesn't think anybody should see those. Nobody should be able to see them. But he sees them, so I don't know what's going on there. I mean, obviously, I think it has something to do with the jealous witch of some sort. So he's gloating and freaking out and being creepy as all hell and biting his fingers and doing all the weird crap he does. But the other thing does is he refers to the white whale as gluttony. So we've got another of the deadly sins mentioned. Now, we've had him as sloth. Now, the white whale is specifically called out as gluttony. And either Subaru represents pride, or due to Subaru's nature, Betelgeuse mistook him for pride. I'm not sure which. And from some of the discussion I've had with people, a couple of folks in the comments a few weeks ago, and over on some of the forums and stuff I'm on, there's a little bit of disagreement as to whether he was just saying that he thinks that Subaru was prideful, or whether it was actually like capital P, the 7 deadly sin, pride. I'm kind of still leaning towards pride as the sin, but just because these sins keep coming up, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, and that's when Puck shows up. And yes, the big giant wolf cat demon thing that we see over top of the castle that was freezing everything for a couple of episodes and kept killing Subaru over and over again, that was indeed Puck. Puck does refer to Amelia as his daughter. Again, don't know if that's some sort of literal or figurative term. I'm assuming more figurative than literal. But he refers to her as his daughter, and he basically says that he's going to destroy the world, because without Amelia, he has no he doesn't care about the world. She's the only reason he cares about the world. And he proceeds to do bad things. Subaru starts cracking up a little bit as this goes on. Subaru starts freezing, and he starts laughing, and at first he thinks it's Betelgeuse, but then, no, it's Subaru. This is the beginning of episode 18, where Puck shows up. So everything's just a mess. But Subaru gets killed finally. Finally, put him out of his misery. And he once again resets back in front of the Apostol with Rem, who is back. Yay! I was actually slightly worried that with her being erased, that might actually carry over into the other timeline, and that would have really worried me. And episode 18 is actually, it's a really interesting episode. Because effectively, it's little more than a clip show. The entire episode, outside of that opening part where with Puck and where Subaru dies, the entire rest of the episode is basically a conversation between Subaru and Rem. But it is an amazing conversation. It's really, really well done. Because Subaru finally breaks down. And he breaks down and he lays it all out, and he admits all of his faults, all of his flaws, everything. He says he doesn't know what he's doing. He's a fake. He's a fraud. He's weak. He doesn't understand. Rem tells him that she loves him. And Rem basically lays out all the reasons she's attracted to him. Which is his good quality. She sees all the good qualities in him there, and these are good qualities that he can't seem to see in himself right now. So it was really good, and they're kind of reflecting back on other stuff. But there was one interesting little thing: is right off the bat, Subaru decides that his best bet in this, because he's failed so many times and it just ends up in everybody dying, that he decides for some stupid reason that his best bet is to run away, flee. Which, considering what he knows will happen if he's not at the castle, that Amelia gets killed, and that he knows that Puck will basically destroy the world when Amelia dies, I'm not entirely sure that this plan of his is a great one, but his plan is basically to run away. He wants to take Rem, and he wants to go to another country, somewhere far, far away from everything, and just leave it all behind, say, screw it, I'm done. And he basically says, come with me. Come live with me. You're in love with me. We'll settle down. We'll find a place. We'll be happy together. We'll just live out our lives somewhere else. And it's actually this really touching little scene because Rem basically starts talking. She's like, yeah, that would be great. We could go and we'll do this and we'll do this and we'll find a house and we'll get a job. And you can, you'll have to be educated because you're not. You don't know you can't read or write or anything here. I'm educated, fortunately, so I can get a job. You'll have to, and then in a couple of years, you'll get a job, we'll get a nice house, and who knows, maybe we'll start a family, have kids, grow old together. It'd be great. And it's this really heartwarming and touching scene, and there was a part of me that was terrified. Because honestly, I was tearing up. This was a very emotional, the entire episode's pretty emotional, because it really is Subaru just laying bare his soul to Rem. And Rem basically laying it all out for him. And I was really worried that they actually would go off. Because that's something this show could possibly do. The two of them go off, they live out their lives, he grows old, and dies of old age. And then wakes up at the market stall next to Rem, back at the beginning there. I mean, that would have just been such a gut punch if they'd done. I mean, it would have been nice to see that little, Rem and Subaru happily ever after side potential story. Would be really cool, would be really sweet, and I admit, I really love Rem. I think she's awesome. She is currently my vote for best girl of this show. I mean, Amelia's pretty cool. I like Amelia, but part of it just is because she's not been in as much, and Rem is just adorable, and Rem is just so earnest. So I really love her. But, so, they lay everything out, but at the end, she says no, she can't go with him. She says he's just running away, and that leads to the whole everybody laying their emotions bare. But then she finally lays out that she's completely in love with him, and he's like, but I'm in love with Amelia. And I don't entirely know that that is true either. I think that he's actually just fixated on Amelia, and he wants to, and because he's been so bound up in the whole saving her thing, that I think it's more of a, it's kind of an obsession with him right now. I don't know that he actually is in love with her. But who knows? We'll see where it goes. But overall, the whole episode was really, really well done. But throughout the whole thing, you're getting these flashbacks to scenes from earlier episodes and stuff, which is why I said it's kind of a clip show. Because they're kind of talking about what's gone on, what's happened already, what he's done, what she's done. So, but like I said, it's overlaid with this just wonderfully emotional, wonderful scene of them just talking, and that's pretty much the entire episode. It's really well done, though, and it was pretty cathartic, and hopefully that will mark a good reset point where now Subaru can start figuring out what the fuck he needs to do to start fixing things. So we'll see, hopefully, with episode 19 next week. So we'll see what happens. I'll be a little bit late with next week's episode as well, because I'm going to be at Gen Con, which is a large gaming convention. I'll be there all weekend. I won't be back until very, very late on Sunday. And I'm going to be dead, and I probably won't have a voice for a couple of days because I'm going to be demoing games for 4 days straight. So it'll probably be a few days midweek at the earliest before I have any more videos, but I'm planning to do episode 19 as soon as I can because I'm really looking forward to it, and I think it's been fantastic. So I'm not doing the fun little video boxes this week because I don't really have the time. So I apologize. I will try to start jazzing my videos up a little bit more again next time. So, all right, that was kind of things. I really enjoyed both episodes. I thought they were really strong. Again, I'm ready for Subaru to catch a break though, because it's just he had what 3-4 episodes in a row where he's just getting brutalized over and over and over again. And this episode was a good palate cleanser of sorts because while he dies at the beginning of it, it was a chance for him to kind of emotionally just sort of release. And hopefully, like I said, this puts him at a point where he can start moving forward and start fixing things now. So, but we'll see how it goes. What did you guys think? Leave me comments if you want. I love, hearing everybody else's thoughts. I love talking about these shows. So leave me a comment if you liked the video. If you liked it, subscribe if you're interested. Also, check out me on Patreon, patreon.com/Bulldrek. These videos are made possible by the wonderful support of my Patreon backers. I do these. I do a whole bunch of other things. I have a creative writing folder that's exclusive to my Patreon backers. So if you're interested in any of that sort of stuff, check me out at Patreon at the link below. And, well, thank you for watching, folks, and we will catch you next week sometime. Have a good one.